All right, so we have now completed our first round for the evening and are entering into our second round, which will be Starfinder, the second episode of Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or for the evening. Thank you. They picked up on it without me having to do anything. How did we leave off last week? 2 weeks ago.
Well, we went back to the ship to see if it was still there. Found that it was still there. Salvaged a bunch of parts from it.
Oh, the Metal Eater. There's a whole Metal Eater arc where you guys wanted to keep it. And
the baby.
Wait, you mean the whole arc where everybody was like, let's bring this thing that eats metal
onto a metal ship
into space with us?
Yeah.
But I built it a cage.
I still don't understand. I built it a cage. First of all, you rat bastard.
I thought it also wasn't that part of
offensive.
Wow. Okay, all right.
But he's not a rat.
That's true.
That
Sorry.
was part of the reason for building the second speeder. Because the first one had the stuff on it to stuff on it to stop it from being.
Yeah, I think I started building a second speeder to put. No. I wanted a second speeder.
Yeah,
I
it was
wanted
before because we had to go to the storm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted a little bit more protection from sand.
I was saying that we should build a second trailer sled thing
So we
to
can
attach stuff. Because one we can.
But
put
I think we didn't end on
there.
like a cliffhanger or anything.
No, we're just.
I think we just ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, Coulter, get better at cliffhangers.
I know.
Well, we were about to spend the night
Right.
out. I mean, that's kind of cliffhangery.
Well, no, because I had to work into the night, so.
Well, like we're about to spend a full night with just our fire in this godforsaken planet. So now we all sit in a circle and are constantly watching all directions.
Powwow.
So as
I sleep.
Great.
So as Raga falls asleep working on the actual ship on top of it, what are the rest of you doing? It is now the middle of the night.
Spread out on the glass, just slowly sliding down.
Our secondary, like we have our three robots, 2 robots? 3 robots. Okay.
Not a robot. I have a culture.
So our SRO and and our captain had just returned to the party, I believe.
Yes, so I think we should set up watches. Okay. I'll take the first one.
Just let him.
Raga's not going to be responsible for one all by himself, so...
I feel like you guys have never let me stay up.
Yeah. Because you probably run off and do something or eat something. And
or somebody will be like, hey, do you mind if I kill your friends? Okay, let's help.
Let's help.
I'll take first if no one wants to.
Okay, I'll take second. Wake me in 3 hours. Does that sound reasonable?
All right. So while the rest of you turn in for the night, the second moon is rising, and
there's 2 moons.
2 moons.
Well, there's at least 2 moons.
I'll leave some food for Raga when he wakes up.
That's kind.
He likes you.
Would you like to roll perception?
I would.
I don't want you to roll perception.
Good roll. 17.
Good roll.
All right.
Plus?
17.
Damn.
It's pretty quiet. When you look off, and there's kind of the rolling dunes that are away from this little oasis area that you'd crashed landed into.
I don't want to interrupt you, but is it too quiet?
Just the right amount.
Okay.
Yeah. It's exactly quiet enough. You occasionally do hear the rumblings and like burblings that you see.
Yeah.
As one of those creatures is just a little too close to the surface, and then it goes back to quiet. Nothing happens.
Okay. Cool.
Do I have the dream again?
Nothing.
No.
Good question.
Yes.
Alina also, or Blanca also does not have a dream?
No. Not in that moment, no.
Does Raga have the happy Mikizo stream again?
No. He does dream of a time when he was a child and his little sucker was attached to the equivalent of an elephant on his planet and kind of being swung back and forth as it walked. So you hear from his little stomach like a as he is is imagining that in his dream, like how dogs do
That
sometimes.
fell off.
Well, there's no tube there. Or there's no thing there anymore, but there's still a little motion. As what would have connected to it continues to function.
Stop making that sound.
You're asleep. Blanca immediately starts having a nightmare.
Who has next watch?
I'll take it. I'm ready. Any problems, Mike?
Nope, nothing.
Mikisos, is this for
Pretty
me?
good. I think, I think
God,
Cat
he's
left it
awake.
out for you.
Did you have? Oh, okay. Go boy, 14.
14? So it's pretty similar. You don't see as many of the burbles as him.
Wait, hold on.
You have your captain
No,
thing?
it's not that. Okay.
You don't see as many of the burbles as Mikizos had. And it seems like it's kind of getting quieter, and you can tell that the reason it's getting quieter is that it's getting closer to dawn. So as the sun starts to come over the horizon, it almost settles entirely. Nothing happened.
In that moment,
Sporks.
Sporks attack.
Space Orcs.
Oh, got it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. That's what we're going to call an uneventful evening.
I didn't spend 2 hours pulling crap out of my ass for that.
Could have just left it there, man. So, what are we doing as the sun rises and the non-existent birds begin to chirp?
I'll start trying to make breakfast, I guess.
Yeah,
Put together
I'll jump
something.
in and help.
Okay.
Captain.
Great. Just
Captain.
using your rations.
You
that you
usually
have.
wait till it's finished cooking, Raga.
Yes, usually. He climbs up one of the palm trees.
Gosh, did you have that dream again last night?
No dreams to report from last night, Captain.
Same.
I dreamed about sucking on an elephant.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Yes, we heard.
Pull off one of the coconuts, just kind of gnaw on it.
It's as big as you are.
SRO?
Up and we'll check out the speeder to me. Just be like, good work, but I would like to check. And just like look at it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll engineering.
Oh Jesus!
23. Just to like look at it like.
You should enlist his help.
Can I get
I'm not trying
contested
to do
engineering roll?
anything to do it. I'm just trying to like look at it and be like,
Well, I just be like, Raga, let's go look at this
there's
together.
any small little thing, but it's mostly just
22.
It's surprisingly well put together for the materials that were available. You do find that there is a loose screw near the hatch.
I'm just gonna just my finger roll. And
What are you checking on, Dex?
I am just.
I wasn't done, you know. I'm just taking break for breakfast.
You're basically done anyway. It's just small things. Good job.
Someday I'm gonna fit into the rocks.
You know, we have that. Metal eater.
So much shade.
Wow.
The metal eater is still skittering around in its little plastic container as the sun is now fully risen.
Ooh, I take him a bunch of like metal shavings.
Oh, cute. Okay. Every one that he eats, you see that there's just a slight amount of swelling. Is it like elongates almost imperceptibly?
And I just keep putting him in there.
Captain, I still believe it is necessary to.
We will show the townspeople what we have learned, and then we will release it into the wild. Away from us.
I pick up its enclosure, so it's like on top of me, so it's like walking back and forth.
Although
This is my
you're
best
gonna
friend, and I will be so upset if it's ever taken from me.
You're gonna have to entertain Raga.
Okay.
Captain, what is
Oh,
the
maybe
plan
never.
from here? It seems that we have the environmentally controlled speeder ready.
I can safely pilot the non-covered one. Just need one of those suits to help cover my joints.
Let's visit the village, show them Metal Eater and what we've learned, and then we will head to the dark side of the planet.
His name is Mikizos. I named him after you, Mikizos.
That's, well,
But
No. Why not? He is my best friend. You're my best friend.
perhaps you and I should take the Metal Eater. You three can
Alright, let's go.
wait for us outside of town because Mike makes
Oh,
everyone
yeah, they
so
don't
uncomfortable.
like
No.
Vesk. I should stay outside of town.
Yes.
Let's get to town.
Let's go.
All right. I won't make you make a piloting check again this time because you've gotten so good at going back and forth now.
18.
And it's not nighttime either, so you can clearly see like the landmarks and
And
whatnot that you've been
we
using
took
to guide.
Everything from the ship that we needed.
On
Declaring
both
it.
Everything's loaded up. We have the sled on the back.
Everything,
The second one.
yeah, everything that Raga could salvage from the
Okay.
second. This is the second.
We didn't forget anything.
Yeah.
As far as you know, you didn't
not
forget
forget
anything.
Yeah. All right.
It doesn't even work when we're not the DM.
I'm sorry, I just watched you both for too long. Takes about 2 hours again, but you get back into the town without any hassle. At this point, you said that just the two of you were going in, and
I mean,
Or-
Dex can come too if he wants, but I think these two should stay
Because we're Vesk.
on the outside of town. Just
They said that they also fear technology. Should I go with you or no?
Perhaps it would be better since they know us. Only the two of us go.
Fair point.
Hey, Dex! How many rocks do you think we could fit inside of you?
27.
where are you all going?
He runs up with 27 rocks. And then you guys get them.
Captain,
going to
I
ask
don't
what
suppose we
Oh,
need the
sorry,
beast
sorry.
of burden still. Perhaps we should give it back as
absolutely, we
Show
should
of good
return
faith.
them.
the horses that we got last time.
Oh, yeah? Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we should go see Portalda too to say thank you one more time. Goodbye.
She loves you guys.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to the village first.
Yeah.
The main part.
All right.
Oh, Portalda is the one we like. Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
So as you you enter the village, it's still just the small, quiet place that it was. People, hustling and bustling about.
I'm like
where
waving at everyone.
most of the town folk like kind of keep their heads down whenever they notice you guys, and try to move in another direction.
I'm trying. What about my beauty wiles?
She is an envoy.
Can I woo them somehow? I don't know.
This is the first instance of somebody on the stream going, "Can I seduce them?"
Not seduce.
It's impressive it took that long.
It was from a
stream.
female character
Third
that's like a non-bard.
Yeah, we don't have a bard.
I mean,
Well,
this
envoy
is the bard of the
I think we have a bard now.
Pretty bardy.
Okay.
Go bard.
If we want to try it, go ahead and give me a diplomacy for your waving at villagers
and being beautiful.
and being beautiful.
God.
remember.
I could re-roll it, but do I want to waste
No,
it on
but
this?
you also-
Like, oh yeah. Well, I know, but that's all right. So that's 8 plus 7.
15.
15. Okay.
It seems that the children of the town are really curious because they've never seen outsiders before.
That's how you get them.
This hardly ever happens. Yeah. So as you come into town, you do get a few kids that run up and are playing around you guys as you're walking through, until one of the adults sees it, and the man runs over and grabs his child and kind of drags him away, and the other kids kind of get nervous then and they follow.
And there's a lot of teenage boys who do pay attention.
Ew. I guess we could. Who would we talk to about this?
We would probably give the horses back to
Okay.
the lady we got him
Mhm.
from, and then maybe she can direct us in the correct.
So, Sinelia. Okay.
Yeah,
So you can go back up to the shop with the horses. Oh, you've returned.
Greetings, Nelia. How are you today?
I was having a lovely day.
Yes. We've just come to return your horses.
Oh, thank you. That means you are leaving?
We will be leaving, yes.
We will be leaving to the other side of the planet.
I never meant to wish you ill.
Not at all. We are looking for equipment that hopefully we can find something over there to replace that equipment.
She gives the side of the mountain to you. Well, then I wish you luck. Thank you for returning the horses and not taking them on this madness with you.
Absolutely. We've made some interesting observations about these metal-eating creatures. Is there anybody who'd be interested in that?
She hadn't noticed. Did you bring it with you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had to.
Yeah.
She hadn't really noticed it because how shocked she was just about seeing you and hoping that you weren't ever coming back. So
She didn't know how much she didn't want to
So
see you.
she jumps back. Whoa.
It's contained.
It is completely safe.
You are truly mad.
And it's kind of cute.
We just wanted to mention that we found this young one, and through feeding it scraps of metal, it seems to have developed an affection for some of our crew. Perhaps your village can utilize that.
Go ahead and give me another diplomacy.
Oh, God.
Do good.
Okay.
Don't roll that one. It's full bad.
I know, it gave me another
D6.
7.
That's better. That's better.
13 plus 7, 20.
Nice. Okay. When you say affection, what do you mean?
It was tamed in some way. It wanted to play, and it did not seem to attack. Let me show you.
With operant conditioning, this creature has learned not to mindlessly eat what we don't want it to eat.
And you just fed it the metal?
Yes, let me show you. I feed it a few scraps in front of her, and then I pet it. Will it let me pet it? Because it was nice, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm even gonna make you make a roll for that. It's happy that it's getting fed, so it lets you. It even starts to circle around itself and does the thing like dogs do where it's rubbing against your hand. It feels very disconcerting.
But it is cute.
As much as centipedes can be cute.
There are several cute centipedes out there.
Obviously, this is a young one, and I would not recommend trying this with the bigger ones just yet. But it could be something that you could utilize and perhaps one day utilize as transportation. They get quite large, as you know.
Yes. And we have little metal in the village aside from the junkyard.
Rio. Middle.
We plan to return this one to the wild, but we wanted to share this information with you because we weren't sure if you knew.
Might you leave it with us?
As long as you guys promise to treat it kindly.
We will be as humane as you have been.
Then yes, I think that would be fine. Cash, do you have any objections?
I know you don't have any metal here in town, but there's a large cache where we are staying, and she's been very hospitable. So we only ask that you understand that if this was released on her, she would lose all of it.
I make no ill will towards Portalda. She's been good to our village for the time that she's been here, but perhaps this can be a point of trade for the future. I think a beneficiary might be her as well.
Excellent.
And now you will leave.
Now we will leave.
We are just going to say goodbye to Portalda, and then we will be on our way. Thank you so much for everything.
I hope to never see you again.
Thank you. You as well.
For the first time, Cash fully understands how this social interaction works.
It's right up my alley.
I didn't have my microphone on, but I'm sure everyone heard me.
Yo, why don't
We
you say it
can't
again?
not hear you. So, are you now going back over to Portalda's?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, have you all stayed out of town, or are you guys going into Portalda's
Yeah,
area?
I'm
What
just
are we-
shoving smaller and smaller rocks inside of decks.
26, 27. See, I told you.
No,
Perfect
but then I find
calculation.
smaller rocks that
Those
fit in
are
between
pebbles.
those rocks.
Not rocks. They do not.
And then I pour
count.
sand in there.
No, once you like get the sand, I just kind of.
The big rocks represent the big things in life.
No, just no.
The game is over. Captain has returned.
Now that we've completed our self-help speech for the day, Captain has returned, and you're going together then?
Captain, where is Mikizos?
I'm with you.
What?
What have you
Oh.
done?
Raga, this is that creature's home, and we're trying to help them find a symbiotic relationship with this village. So Makizos has an important mission now.
So he is helping them?
He is.
Well, far be it for me to get in the way.
I'm sure he will remember you fondly.
I just wish he wasn't being owned by racists.
Hopefully this will be a turning point for this community.
You have so much hope.
That's all
But
I
me
can-
and Mikizos know the bitter, bitter cut of racism in a way that you will never understand.
This is true. My race is very beautiful and will never understand that.
It is hard to be Vesk.
My God. They only run half of the galaxy.
This is Raga's first interpretation of, like he's never felt prejudice before, and he's choosing to rise above it.
That's great. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
It is time we make haste, Captain.
Yes. Let's
Daylight is not long.
say goodbye to Portalda, and we better get on our way, or this village will.
Well, I think we were in Matilda's junkyard for some reason.
Well, we would have to come back to you guys and then go.
So we've been
there.
hanging out with Portalda, but you guys.
Maybe that's.
Well, that was truly impressive. I didn't think 27 would fit in there.
He won't let me use any smaller rocks.
Those are not rocks, they are pebbles.
No,
Discrepancies.
look, that is a pebble. This is a small rock, and then I fit 27 medium rocks. We should see how many big rocks. Empty all the rocks out.
Truly,
They've
are-
already been emptied out, and no. The fun has ended. It is time for work.
Anyway, Portalda, what you were saying.
truly a group of remarkable technology that you brought with you.
What has been remarkable has been your hospitality, Portalda. Thank you so much for everything.
I
May
take
I
her by
embrace
the
you?
hand.
Oh, go ahead.
May I embrace you?
Of course, dear, of course. It's a really big, like, back-cracking bear hug.
Yes, my favorite.
And you're sure you've got everything you need to continue on?
As best as we can. Any
best as
other
our DM will
final
let
thoughts,
us.
gents?
We are currently leaving all of our stuff here with her until we come back and build it, right? Alright.
Yeah.
Do we mind?
Portalda, on behalf of the Vesk people, I thank you for looking past the small-minded ways of your planet and accepting us for who we are.
Well, as a little girl growing up on Absalom Station, I knew many Vesk in my day.
Yes. And we are truly an impoverished people.
I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say that. But perhaps impoverished in leadership. How about that?
I just wanted you to know, as a member of the Vesk mighty race, I thank you.
I'm like stomping around in a circle, like trying not to say anything.
I don't think this is what they look like when they're little ones.
What do you mean?
You're welcome. That's what I mean.
Oh, thank you.
So happily look after your things
I
while
hope
you're...
to never see you again.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We hope to never see you again.
Well, I'm assuming
and
you're
then
going
the
to have to
mountain.
come back to put your...
Oh, you must finish the mountain.
Oh, okay.
With all 6 arms.
All right, somebody's been
We're
sounding
respecting your culture.
a little It's not my culture, dear. But that's very kind of you to attempt.
Oh.
So
Either
when they
way,
go walk off, I would go up to her.
would you-
As
Sorry,
we're walking
I
off,
don't know what's happening.
as me and Rocker are walking off, I'll say, I really don't want to see her again.
I'll keep your things here for you when you want to come back and put the ship together.
I really liked it. I just wish
I would
the
go
culture
before
here
like
was
everyone
better.
else and be like, "Thank you." Sorry, I don't know how to tell him.
She does like an arm clasp thing with you, like,
Yeah.
classic. Well, it's gonna figure it out sooner or later, but hopefully it's later.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind, but may we take, and I will just go to like a random piece of scrap that is clearly like damaged and destroyed. May we take this with us?
Of course, dear.
It will not be returned.
Oh, well, she takes a look, and it's just
It's just the most non-useful piece of just hunk of metal I could find.
okay, hunk
Like
of
a
metal.
good like.
Just chunk of metal.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, that's not a problem. It's just taking up space.
Thank you.
All right.
It will be good bait or runaway stuff.
Distraction.
There we go. That's the
Looks
word.
mildly confused, but all right.
And I'll put it on the back of the sled and like have a knot tied to it, so that if we're going somewhere and we like one of the things is chasing after us, I can just like and drop it off. Just, keep going.
That's a
It's
smart
good to be
idea.
prepared.
Yes.
Wait, can we have two? We have two speeders.
I think we'll be.
Well,
good
we
with
had
one.
big sleds made out of metal on the speeders.
Yeah,
So.
but I don't want to lose the sled.
No, but I'm saying in an emergency.
Yeah. If it's either, like, the
if it
sled
comes
or we
between
die.
our faces
Yeah.
and that sled, I'm very willing.
I think
Yes,
we'll be
then
good with
instead of
one
3,
because
4.
I could be good with one because if one sled's falling, the other one.
It's fine.
And plus, they've kind of indicated that these things don't live on the other side of the planet. That's why there would be better parts over there.
It's better safe than sorry.
Okay. So we had one group in the enclosed speeder, and
I will
At the
drive the
RSRO
not
and
closed
the
one
not-closed, okay.
with like stuff protecting all of mine.
I know we had
Kicks.
2 of the outer suits, and then you found 2 more at the ship, correct?
And I have mine specifically.
Yes, that has the 6 arms. Okay, so we all have our protective gear. We all are in our enclosed speeder. And
Well,
we
except these 2 are going to be in the open speeder.
Because
Okay.
we don't. It doesn't
need to air.
Yeah.
Need to air breathe.
Need to air breathe.
Need to eat air thing to survive.
All right. And are we setting off for the planet now?
I stick my head out
go.
and like, bye, Portalda! I love you, but I hope to never see you again.
I
She
gently
just smiles
pull
and
you back
waves.
in.
Okay, so go ahead and give me piloting for the whoever's actually in charge of the ships.
Oh, that's right. I'm actually piloting. Now.
24.
24, good.
I don't think I have piloting. I have a +6,
I have +5 pilot.
You have a +6, you should pilot.
but I'm so small. You do it.
Yeah. Well, do you have any piloting?
That doesn't really mean
I-
He's on
anything.
this one.
Actually.
They're together.
Oh, they're together.
We're
Okay,
together,
so
so
yeah, I'll
this
write
will be one of you
it
two. There you go.
+1.
Thank you. 18 plus 5.
I got +1
23.
too.
No, that's
Nice.
a 16. It's 21.
You guys both got 24s.
Well,
Handy.
21, 24.
21.
Oh, 21, 24.
I am leading.
So you'll follow our decks in front as we're getting closer. It's not hard to find it. It's just go in a direction and eventually you'll hit it. But you did pick a good direction with those. So from the village, you end up going around the mountain, and you can see that here it's pretty similar to everything that you've seen so far. There's just endless, what feels like endless desert in every direction, and that mountain was one of the very few features on the visible planet. As you are traveling for 3 or 4 hours, we're getting towards, I'd say probably noon at this point, between having to get from your old side back into town and leaving. On the horizon, it looks like darkness is coming, kind of almost as if the sun isn't showing through. And as you get closer and closer, it starts to pick up. The 2 of you see it first, that there's just wind going through, and the suits are getting kind of pelted with small pebbles, and the ship occasionally gets loud like clanks as they glance off the surface of it. And as you go, it gets thicker and thicker, and you can see that what was that darkness ahead is just this wall of sand. Is really what it looks like. Continuing in.
Yes.
I want to help him navigate as much as I can.
Okay, great. Do you want to give a check for me?
Sure.
I'll let him handle all the
A
navigation. I have a
navigation
navigation. If you need a navigation kit, I got it.
There is no navigation.
It would actually be, instead of navigation, it would be...
At one point in time, they'll be like
Physical
doing a little thing. You'll hear.
I was thinking either physical science or
Darkness
piloting
is
still,
coming.
but let's go. I'll go with physical science.
17 plus 9.
I'm gonna roll for funsies.
26.
26.
I'm just listening
Okay.
to him.
So based on the scans of the ship and your ability as an android to kind of take in information in an efficient way, you do know that this side of the planet, though most of it was obscured, is covered with canyons that have been hewn over time from this wind. So as you get kind of into the thick of it, and visibility is incredibly low, there's an area that's darker than everything else around it. As you approach that area, while the storm hasn't stopped, it's definitely quieter. It's kind of just looks like a maze where the rock's been carved out.
Okay.
So entering the maze, I assume, or entering the cavern, I assume. Not cavern, sorry. Trench.
Canyon.
As it were. Thank you, canyon. That's the word. There's a word for this.
Yeah.
The mouth of the canyon.
Okay. Did anybody build or think to build any scanning implementations? Or
I mean,
gonna
I
go
probably
strictly
would have
visibly?
done it since that's like my primary job on the main ship.
Give me a survival
Sure.
roll.
I do have the
We
computer.
can retcon this.
Yeah,
The computer inside of my toolkit.
yeah, I could help with that too.
7.
7?
And I do have a computer on me as well.
Okay, so you didn't think to build
Okay.
a scanner, but you realize that you can probably piece something together
Okay.
with the help of your companions. And on your side, you said you had a computer that's already in your toolbox.
Mhm. It's inherent in my fake arm.
Okay, and you have one.
I'm built one end.
Okay,
I am a computer.
so although you don't have a scanner, you can reach over and press on his chest, and it gives you a little bit of.
It's more like the back is like a flat panel. You click it. So
Can I aid?
With computers, do you have it?
I just have survival.
Oh, is it survival I need to roll?
No, that was just me seeing retconning if Mark had
Oh,
thought
got
to
it.
do it or not, or sorry, if
Got it.
Cash had thought to do it or not.
No.
Okay, so I'll get a computer's roll from both of you then.
Can it be engineering or is it computers?
From me, buddy. I'm using the computer. Yeah.
Oh, you pointed at me. I saw.
I did because I was.
Can I use my roll though?
I will. I'll say you can aid him since it's on you, built into you.
So is this the where you get a +2?
Ooh,
Nice.
That's good. Computer. That's over 30, like 30.
I aided with a 20.
32.
You just hit just the right button, and your eyes are like glazed over with basically a readout of things in every direction. So it's like he figured out where the file was and accidentally stayed in your system from the ship scan.
I
You
forgot
have
that
now
had this
access to
software.
that. It is a graveyard. There's ships in every direction. Where
We
people
found the jackpot, Captain.
crash landed. There's even as you cut the readings of the markings of the ship, there are even other ships that have this same
Like smeared
glazed off, names on them.
Do they look chewed on?
I'll radio to Raga and is there any specific class of ship you're looking for?
I mean, for what we usually work on, some kind of freighter or scout ship would be best. Something in the medium range. We don't want to be too cramped, and I don't know, like maybe something with like a rec room. We didn't have a rec room on the last one. I always wanted a rec room.
I concur with the Raga.
Ooh, and weapon mounts.
Necessary.
I will look for something in the medium size category.
Okay, medium-sized category.
Is there anything or any role I can make anything we can learn about these ships, like what planet they may have originated from, or like what their purposes
May
were?
I do that roll?
Yeah, I would say.
Like,
Whoever wants
I
just like
No, because I want to
Let's find out what the role is first.
Well, I think that
and
there's
what shows
various
them.
things
Sorry,
depending on
no,
what
you
you
roll
want
for
to.
it. I just want to identify them.
learn.
Okay, so my first
so
thing is like, what were these ships all for?
yeah.
That's hers.
So I would say that is either going to be piloting or culture.
I have 6 culture, 5 piloting. Anybody?
All right.
got a better one?
Basically I'm gonna be like identifying all of them as we drive by them. Is what I'm
Okay.
gonna try to do.
So roll pilot.
Fight a match.
I'm piloting. It technically it falls under culture checks though for like the types of
Well,
different.
why don't we let
Culture
the
or
DM
piloting.
decide
Or
what
piloting.
different way?
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. It's just my theme knowledge
can
comes into
see-
play here.
well, because I can see what
Oh,
he's
you can.
sort of-
Well, I said you could roll either culture or piloting, like whichever is
your
going to work
choice.
out better for
Whatever
you.
you want.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was like, this is my theme knowledge. But it's better just to do piloting. Never mind.
Dang.
I don't know anything. I can't see because all the scanning equipment's in my face.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Dex, you
there
have quite a lot of
are big metal
rubble
hulks.
inside of you. Have you been playing the rock game again?
It was a fun little moment. Sometimes the mundane can be entertaining.
Can now Captain and Chapter Culture roll.
Sure.
12.
I'm sorry I
Well,
messed with you. Like I got excited.
So that purpose-wise, not really.
Okay.
There's a pretty broad array of ships. There's also a surprising amount of sizes of ships. So there's some things that are a lot bigger than what you had arrived in, and it goes all the way down to like escape pods. Within that, there's not like a theme that you can determine a reason. It just seems that whenever things come out of the drift drive or the drift here, yeah, there's a chance of this happening. This is a crash landing. It's not a particularly popular area of space, you know. I mean,
Probably. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot what I was gonna ask. We can't. So we kind of assume that all of these were taken down by the malfunction in the drift drive. They don't look chewed on. There's a lot.
Well, so Portalda had told us in a previous episode that like we got lucky and landed on the right side of the planet. If we had tried to land on this side, we would have crashed. So that's really what's happened with these.
Oh, wait, I remember. Do we have
Yeah.
any equipment to detect life signs?
Life sciences, man. Do you
Yeah.
have anything?
Well, we don't.
I mean,
we don't really have sensors. Is the
I
problem.
would say with your 30 though, I would let them do that.
Mm.
Yeah, like I don't think you guys have. What did you roll? 20?
No, I'm not meaning me.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so yeah, you have
Really
no
hoping you
sensors on
wouldn't-
your ship whatsoever.
Yeah, I was really hoping you wouldn't ask me.
That little computer is just too disrupted by the interference of the
Okay,
storm.
signal to them. Do you guys detect any life signs?
Should I roll again?
Go ahead.
Do I do as well or just him?
What am I?
I'll let you roll
Life
to aid
sciences?
still because it's still your body.
Life sciences?
Yeah.
You are not aided.
That's gonna be 18.
Okay, so a serious question. Can you hand me my iced tea that's next to you?
Oh yeah.
You are too.
Can he?
Did I pass the roll?
It was a trick. You didn't pass it down. Thank you. Okay. No life forms whatsoever.
Okay.
Period. Just.
Captain, I do not detect any life forms, but they could be inside of the ships.
Did he detect us though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because when he said the way he said it, I was like, that sounds exactly how I would say it when I'm trying to trick them into
But it was an 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are doing like a thermal scan, I would assume, to try to see if you can pick anything up. Not
Yeah,
even
that's probably
inside the
all
ships.
I would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, not even inside the ships.
Okay, Raga, which one would you like to stop at first?
I will describe the 3 different locations where we could go for one because I could see all of them.
Great.
I want the hull on that one, and I want that one's weapon mount, and the ass on that one is gorgeous. But we don't have arc welders or a crane, so we'll just stick with I think the hull on this one is the most... Should I make an engineering roll to see which one looks the most space-worthy?
Yes, you can.
Okay. It's still a 12.
Okay. There are just because of the like sheer amount that are here, there are ones that could even be, if you could see them better, they might even be the same model. So yeah, you find one that is gonna be all right. Okay, so are we slowing the craft then?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
We'll pull up to that one.
As you're kind of slowing, you come to a mouth that the ships would not fit through, so you're gonna have to get out, and it's a narrower canyon where there's a medium-sized starship that's lodged between two pillars of rock. That seems like it's probably accessible. It's only about there's pieces of it that are just maybe 5 feet off the ground, all the way to pieces that are 10, 20 above, as it's kind of slanted in how it's
Makizos.
What do you want?
Well, he said it was 5 feet off the ground, so I'm reaching towards the ship and then looking at you
So I
in the classic child pose of pick me up.
I grab you and I put you up there.
I will attempt to climb to join to start looking for different things.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep lookout.
Yeah, I'll do. I'll keep
Same.
lookout with Cap.
Let's get some perception rolls from our lookateers.
I'm going to summon my weapon to have it out.
Okay.
Just to point that out there.
The light probably helps too.
7.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. So you are too distracted by the amount of information that's coming from the computer. There's just such a wealth available, and it's just a little hard to focus on anything besides that, especially with the roaring winds still pushing through here.
Okay.
With a 16, there is some motion. It's hard to tell if it's natural or if it's like a being, but there definitely is something moving down the canyon.
I got 19.
19 for perception. Okay, so that's kind of within the same class here.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see there's you're a little closer, having walked up to the ship with Raga, I assume. So you can actually make out the figures, and it seems like they're medium. They're not like large, not small. They're some sort of medium figure that's moving towards you down the canyon.
Moving towards us.
Human sized.
I let everyone know.
Okay.
I will try to gain vantage point from on top of the ship to be ready just in case.
Cool.
I open the ship and go inside. I set Sparky to like sentry mode, and they're just like.
Okay.
It's a handy mode.
Inside the ship, you can see that on any of the places where there would have been like windows or portals or doors, there is sand starting to seep through, but for the most part, it's in really good shape.
Okay, so we just got to replace some of that. And I mean, Portalda had stuff for that, so.
Where are you going within the ship? Like, what are you
I'm just, I mean, like, whatever's going on with them, I'm checking every nook and cranny of this ship because that's what I care about more than whatever's happening with them.
Okay. You do see, perception.
Is there investigation in this game?
Or, yeah, either way.
I don't think there is, though, is what I'm saying.
No.
I just don't roll perception. That was my one rule.
We also don't split the party.
11. Well, technically,
We're not
Sparky
really
is still out
split.
there.
So you do see that there are like bodies of who would have been, the crew of this ship. For the most part, they're still strapped into their seats.
Skeletal or fleshy?
It's a mix. It seems like some of them decayed at different rates based on their
Not edible.
species. There would probably be an edible piece. There's going to be in the captain's seat. The captain was Vesk, actually. So the skin
Vesk.
took longer to deteriorate.
Yeah, I am not a cannibal.
All right.
Yet you latched onto me.
That was a father-son thing.
Just throwing that out there.
You can eat your dad.
Eyes on the cannibal, you tasted disgusting.
Okay,
these
there's a
delicious.
What are the rest of you doing outside? Now that the information's
What's
been passed
the
around.
wind like in this canyon? It's less. Is it?
So
still
it is
bad?
less intense than outside, but you absolutely need your environmental protection.
Okay. So I guess I'm keeping an eye on these figures and maybe moving some pieces to form like a wind block of some kind.
Or make cover.
And I will be
Cover.
like trying to find a spot on the ship where I could like find a bead, have a little bit of cover, and just, Captain, whenever you wish for me to fire,
Let's
be prepared.
let's just keep an eye on it as it approaches and see what happens.
On your command.
I'll be next to Sparky.
Captain, I found a bunch of dead bodies.
Don't eat them.
That's probably the crew. Please do not eat them.
The only one that looks super edible is a Vesk.
Oh, thank God.
So they're moving very slowly, and it's probably it is likely that it's due to the way that the wind is. They're walking against the wind towards you, but they're kind of dragging a bit. It would seem as they get closer, they're definitely humanoid.
Gonna be as quiet as possible, so unless they've already spotted us.
I don't want to make you roll perception all over again because I've already like rolled it, but about 30 feet out, because remember this is pretty limited visibility.
All cast detect magic.
Okay.
Anything
No.
coming from them? Okay.
No. There's no like pinpoints like you would normally see if there was an object or something that sets off the alarm. There is a faint like aura around the entirety of each of the figures. It isn't something that pops dramatically, but it kind of is like how when they were further away you just got that shadow. Now you have a shadow that outlines them and makes it a little more clearly
Oh, yeah,
defined.
he's outlandish.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. When they get about 30 feet out and you can actually see the first one, they're kind of in a triangle pattern. The first one that you see is wearing a similar environmental suit to what you have on, but the face mask is cracked open and shattered.
How many?
Oh.
How many?
There's 3 that you can see. Yeah.
And weapons.
The first one in the grouping raises what appears to be an energy pistol and fires on the largest of you.
This
Makizos.
son of a bitch.
Roll for initiative. Let's go.
I was wanting to make new friends.
Oh, that's a bad roll. I am slow.
Where is?
Initiative is right under your stats.
I'm using the
Got
app.
it.
There's too many numbers on this.
These bastards. We can help them. What are they doing?
I think there's some.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said we couldn't use robots, so it's like we'll just throw zombies.
Okay.
One moment, sorry.
Sense motive.
Sense motive.
All right, now I'm gonna remind
I would
myself
like to know
how
their
use my weapon
intentions.
again.
What is there?
How nice of them
Are-
to be in 30.
Is their hunger out of boredom, or are they really hungry?
Did they fire on us because they thought maybe we were in danger? Because they did fire at the Vesk.
Oh, that's true.
Perhaps. Maybe on my turn I'll try to talk to him, but we'll see.
You are such a great person. I'm giving you the opportunity to not kill us.
So I will allow you guys to tell me what order you were standing in. I know that Dex was on top of the ship and that Raga is inside of the ship.
And
the
then
rest of you.
Sparky is with Cash.
Yeah.
And I also just realized, could we... Oh, Mark, you might want to test it. I think that this is the only one that the little
Can
button
you
works
move forward,
for.
buddy? I unplugged it.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Noise.
Who's controlling that? Oh,
I am.
you are.
Yeah.
You can do it, Mark.
I have faith in you.
Whoa. Coulter.
Sorry.
Can you add a second
Trust
Raga
your
next to
feelings.
Cash for?
Do we want to resize it, or is that okay with you guys?
This was fine to me.
Oh, I mean on that. Sorry.
I feel like if we resize it, then
It might be too hard to see.
yeah.
Okay, so just have to go back and forth then. Pause for technical difficulties.
Your face. Your face is technical.
It'll be worth the wait, everybody.
Their faces are technical.
So I said it in a robot voice.
And yeesh, those are some difficulties.
Don't you mean eat?
I'm not throwing them.
No.
Yes.
Is Selena an anti-eater?
I don't know. It's fine. It's not a word, but whatever.
We are going to
Love
need to
it.
make some aesthetic changes to this ship.
Why?
Roll for initiative.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay, what do I have? Going around the circle here. 45.
9. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was young.
Yes.
11.
12.
Please say
49.
Yes.
Eat.
13.
Oh no.
Oh, 8, 9.
8, 9,
11,
11,
12.
12.
Say 10.
You need
Say
to be
10.
10.
Say 10.
Divided by 2.
Oh no.
I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
Play rough.
Okay,
Wow.
I mean,
Wait a minute. So I got really high.
Yeah.
It's like my 11, whatever.
I have my excuse. I'm ready when it's my turn.
okay, so you got 11, 12.
Yeah, he's 12.
Give me one more just d20 straight roll, Mark.
It actually kind of works. I don't have a good line of sight on
6.
them right now.
Okay. So it succeeds in firing at Mike, who, let me make sure he's actually in visible range.
Kind of. Yeah.
Is anybody else? Sorry, I'm sorry. I asked this a second time. But tell me if anybody is in the wrong place or if you need me to move it.
I mean,
start.
I would have been where I could see them
Yeah.
approaching. I
Yeah.
know I was working on the windbreak, but I would have been at least to where I could see them
Yeah.
still.
And then second Raga near me as Sparky.
I'll be basically right there.
Sparky.
And
You were on top of the ship, right? Because you
Yeah.
wanted to get
Yeah.
a good shot.
Sparky
there's a good
would
spot.
be in visual range too. We would have been ready for that.
Ooh,
Okay.
we should've gone around.
So because Sparky is low to the ground, they fire over him, and he got. Oh, okay. That's not what I expected to happen there. How do crits work in this game?
So a crit hit. So okay. So if the 20 plus his attack bonus still hits Mike, it does double damage, just like 5th edition.
Okay. Educational corner, everybody.
But
Alright.
in the instance that you rolled a 20, but it wouldn't hit even as a 20,
It
then
just
you would
hits.
automatically hit, but no extra damage.
Got it.
That's how crits work in Starfinder.
Starfinder.
no.
Someday, I will do my own series of instructional videos on Starfinder because some YouTube channel stopped making them.
But we appreciate the ones that were produced.
That's not throwing shade. We love you.
Okay.
I mean, if he talks about us, I mean, that's just
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
true. Yeah.
Please talk about it. Okay, so you are going to get it's gonna be 11 damage.
Okay.
It's not terrible. Not terrible.
Good thing we leveled.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
And you hear from behind one of them, the other raises its head and it screeches just like a into the void as the sound's carried away by the sand. And that's going to bring us in.
Oh, and also, by the
Cash.
way, because we did this off camera, we did level up to 2.
Oh, yes, everybody is level 2 at the table. And that brings us to Cash.
I will supercharge Sparky
Okay.
and end my turn.
Which I believe brings it to my turn.
All right. Go
It's
ahead.
me first. I'm 11.
She has a
Oh, I
lot.
thought you already went. I'm sorry.
I was gonna try to talk to him, but I guess I won't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna use my get him ability on this the one that shot.
Okay.
So now everybody gets a +1 bonus on attack rolls. +1.
Level
Go get it.
2.
Can I shoot him? Can I
Yeah, you
shoot
still have
him?
an action,
Okay.
so yeah. Ooh, unless you want to use your healing ability on Mike.
Oh yeah, let me do that. So that is gonna be. You regain a number of stamina points equal to twice my level, which is 2, 4, plus my charisma modifier, 4 plus 3, 7.
So 7.
7 back.
She's like, Mike,
Yeah.
stop being a pussy.
These guys thought they got the drop on us? I don't think so.
I'm sorry. How many of you, if you took 11 stamina points, would be down into your hit points?
I would be okay.
I'd be fine.
I mean,
Really?
I wouldn't be great.
You gotta remember stamina points they're actually pretty standard.
Okay.
So like I have 14.
I didn't call you a pussy. That was him.
Mhm.
I'm inspiring.
I am inspiring.
You got this,
Be
Mike.
inspired!
Inspiration!
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
And you took a shot at them?
No,
No, it
I
wouldn't
just
be.
Okay,
I
got
wrote
it.
him
And now we have.
morale, and I'll stay there.
So
I can't
that was
do
this one, right?
Where did you move to?
Yeah, the main one that shot, which I assume is that one.
So when I hear the screech go off, what did you want to move?
Oh, I don't want to move.
Okay, cool,
Sorry,
cool.
I just
When
wanted
you hear the
to
screech
double
go
check.
off.
When I hear the screech go off, I'm gonna do full control on the drone on Sparky. So I'm basically giving my move action to Sparky.
Okay.
I'm in the ship, so obviously I can't do anything else with that. But now I'm basically piloting Sparky. So let's see, and then I will have Sparky. I don't need to move, do I?
No, you're line of sight.
Okay, I'll just attack. Okay, so that is, and I get a +1 from you, so that is a 15.
15?
Yes.
And this is with Sparky and with the
This is-
supercharged weapon?
Yes.
Awesome. That is enough to hit.
Yes.
Because it's an
And
energy weapon or is it a kinetic
4d6.
weapon?
It is a kinetic weapon.
Okay.
Okay. And so you add 4d6.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so
Yeah,
somebody
D6.
have 2 d6s? I mean, I can roll my big one, but it feels cursed. Oh, I got DM dice, which are probably cursed.
This place is cursed.
Yeah, I should say
They were. 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
As
Yeah,
you-
all my dice gave me.
The arm of it blows off, and as it comes off of the body, it gets picked up by the storm and flies back towards the ship. You inside hear like a clunk as something hits it, and then it falls to the ground as it rolls slowly away. But the creature doesn't stop coming forward.
And as I'm like looking at my little, I go.
Could you give me a perception really quick?
As Sparky or
As
as
you-
Raga?
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. That's a fun roll right there.
I know during battle.
Oh,
right?
that's a fun one right there. That one.
Hey, let him
Other people's dice rolls.
let him call it.
You didn't call the last one though.
But
6.
Let
Oh,
him
shut
do
up.
it.
I gotta shut
Cool.
up.
Okay. Who's next? It's gonna be Mike.
Okay. I'm figuring out what I'm doing. So declaring my state, I am in
Photon? Is that one of them?
It's photon or graviton.
Minnesota.
Okay, gotcha.
okay, I'm declaring photon.
Okay.
Okay. And
Declared.
Okay. I stamp my foot and I declare I'm photon. And I curse at him and I'm going to bull rush him.
Okay.
But when I stamp my foot down, I become wreathed in stellar fire.
Oh, how festive.
So I know a flaming lizard. And I'm charging at him.
You are
Okay.
not a lizard. You
I'm
are
sorry.
a Vesk.
And how
And
much?
the lizard
How much motion can you get?
So he just got a new ability at level 2 too that lets him like charge with energy and then still be able to attack, I think, right?
Yeah. Yes, but I can substitute I can charge. Into the charge, you can do an attack. But I'm choosing to bull rush, which if you hit them, then you move them back 5 feet plus however much more I roll above their AC plus 8.
Cool.
For their combat maneuver thing. Just because then he'd be out of line of sight for everyone else.
Okay. Do you want to? So you make the attack roll, right?
Yeah.
For the bull rush.
Right, but I'm figuring out how to do that and I can't find it.
Oh no! Just make an attack roll, like
But there's
you would
a-
with your sword.
Not necessarily. It's the KAC thing or the combat maneuver.
Yeah, but you would still you have to roll really high to just beat their combat maneuver defense.
And you're going after the one that was in the front that shot.
Yes. So melee attack. So 15.
15 for KAC, right?
Well, it's the KAC plus 8.
So their KAC plus 8 is
Got
their
it.
AC for
15 does not.
maneuvers.
Well, hold on a second. That's why I'm confused on how this works because I thought it worked differently than that.
It's not great.
So as you sprint at it, your vision becomes obscured as just some of the silt passes across the mask of the suit that you have to wear, and you end up running next to him, but not into him. And now, as you're up close, you can see that most of the flesh of the face of what would have been a human
I think I found
has
it.
been polished off by the winds of the sand. So there's bone exposed and some rotting flesh left in the areas further into the helmet.
Woot.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Dex on top of the ship.
Wow, they must have rolled bad.
They already went. They
already went.
first.
Oh, they already went. They didn't move?
Well, they attacked us. Remember?
The first one did, yeah.
That's why I'm confused.
In a gunfight, you don't have to move that much.
Oh no, it is. So that's just
Yeah.
gonna be to
Take
defend.
those
What range?
penalties
So I don't know
on
if
your
you
rolls,
get, actual
zombies.
increase to your-
Take them.
Okay, so
Where's
you
my
might still take
range?
damage. I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay. Let me know.
What's the range of a rifle again?
It should list next to your rifle.
Pew.
Because remember, it's whatever the range on it is. So like mine says ranged 30 feet, and then it's 10 times that. But each increment takes more and more. Do you have the auto target rifle?
Yeah.
That one, because that's what Sparky has. That's 30 feet.
30 feet?
Yeah.
So within 30 feet, and then every 10 after that, it's...
No,
Minus
every
two.
30 feet after that, it's a
Okay.
-2.
So...
Actually, I think it's 60 feet for the auto target rifle. Hang on.
Okay, so it'd just be 1 - 2 if you want to hit the first guy.
Yeah, I'll shoot at it. I might as well. I don't hit him, probably.
10.
No. That goes glancing off again. It's hard to get an aim with the amount of wind that's there.
Plus wind. Yeah.
Yes. And thank you all for your patience. We're all still kind of learning the system, DM included. And okay, so that brings us back to the top of the round as we've missed our last shot on them. And at the top of the round, Raga, inside the ship, you hear a creaking as if somebody's shifting in a chair. As
You're surrounded.
the Vesk raises an arm and fires an energy pistol at you. Does a 15 hit.
Yeah.
EAC? Okay. That's going to be 7 damage. Stamina. Avi, hello.
Yeah, I think that all bounces off my energy shield. That's what I'm trying to double check.
Okay. Let me know what ends up happening with that. The other two that are in the... Go ahead.
He does take damage.
How
from
much?
it. He needs to do a reflex save.
Okay.
Sorry, it took so
You're good.
long.
9.
He takes 8 damage. Fire.
Okay. You end up being able to singe through portions of the suit, and aside from the opening that happened from the arm that got removed, he is not looking super happy at this point. I mean, not that zombies ever do. As you do that, though, one of the others moves around there, and this one comes up to you. But it's weird because it approaches and then doesn't do anything. It just walks forward. You can see that these ones look a little different from the one that was in front that had the weapon. Neither of them have weapons. And then this guy is going to walk past you.
So I did take 2 stamina damage.
And attack.
So you attack of opportunity?
Yep.
Okay.
I was just waiting for you to take it.
Oh no. Well, you said walk past like
Yes.
weird kind of, and I was like, does he do the where he can't take an attack or whatever? 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
And that is with kinetic or energy?
Kinetic.
Kinetic does not hit. So you swing at him as he goes by, and he just is a little too fast for you.
Yeah.
And he is going to attack Sparky.
It's okay. Sparky can't actually die.
Does a 15 hit Sparky?
KAC?
Yeah.
It meets.
Sorry, EAC.
EAC? Oh, yeah, definitely above EAC.
You just have to like rebuild them.
Okay, so that's going to be 6 damage to Sparky.
Okay, so Sparky does have damage, resist 1, so he takes 5.
Okay, great.
But it all goes to HP because he doesn't have stamina.
Oh boy.
But he's got 20 HP, so he's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to Cash. Catchy. Cache. Gosh.
And I don't know anything that's going on the ship.
Inside?
I mean, I haven't had a turn yet, so I haven't said
Okay.
anything.
I will. Yeah, that's not gonna be. Yeah, I'll pull out my pistol and shoot that guy.
The one that's closest or the...
The one that was trying to flank us.
Sure. Go ahead. And is this an energy one or a kinetic one?
It's energy 8.
8?
Probably doesn't hit.
No.
Okay.
It glances off of the rock above him, and you can see some of the rocks fall, and they sprinkle around his head, but not enough to actually do
And then
any
the
damage.
rocks become huge monsters that just choke him.
That really like killing zombies.
Specifically.
Yeah,
And also,
specifically.
And that's
you're living, you're fine.
That's all I have, right? Since I attacked, none of my spells are bonus actions, so that's it.
You could move.
Yeah.
I think I'll stay right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Stay right there, Blanca.
Short. I'm gonna shoot that lead one, I guess.
Okay.
And everyone's remembering that you have the +1 from...
9 plus
11.
2.
Oh no,
11.
well, mine would have been
11
Slug weapon.
does not hit.
I'll
As
stay
you
where-
raise your hand to shoot it, it hits your hand out of the way, and the shot goes wide.
Wait, is it right next to me now? No. Okay.
Oh no, I mixed up you and Sparky. Either way, it doesn't work out.
My
My
dad.
dad.
Did he get
I'm
an attack of opportunity? Oh no!
So Cash, while casting his spell, like knocked her gun.
Yes,
Sorry, Captain, it's the wind.
It's the wind.
Okay.
Devil wind!
Pursue devil wind.
And you hear a faint whisper.
Anything else on your turn?
It's the Dream Wraith winds.
It's the sands.
No, I'll stay where I'm at.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that brings us to Raga.
Dream Wraith would really like this situation. It's all blasting sand.
I would be like, wee.
Okay,
So we got
so
Raga.
Raga is going to take a 5-foot step back. I mean, we could just theater of the mind.
Yeah.
But 5-foot step back, and that's his move action, and then he's going to go. I don't know what you guys are dealing with out there, but there's zombies on the ship. And one of them is Vesk. Am I allowed to kill Vesk zombies?
Yes!
Okay.
So-
I roll a natural 1.
Oh, damn.
That is my 4th one tonight.
Throw
Do you
that
wanna
dice
do-
away.
I only brought these many dice.
I have 5 d20s. Which one do you want?
Do you have an energy weapon or a slug weapon?
It is a slug weapon.
Okay, cool. So it goes wide, obviously, and it hits one of the computers, and you hear an alarm start somewhere else in the ship
Oh,
as
no.
it starts to set something off. But as you turn around and see that vest that fired up at you, it appears that it's strapped into its seat, so it cannot move.
Oh, so
I
it's
can't move
restrained.
anymore this turn, though.
Okay, so that's going to bring us.
Hang on, Sparky.
Oh yeah, Sparky. Sorry, thank you. Thank you, Sparky.
He'll get an attack of opportunity if I fire, but should I risk it anyway?
Yeah, because if you move, you can't move, huh? Oh, shit.
It wasn't a 1.
One more. Does he still gets attack of opportunity?
Yep.
Though? Oh, damn. Damn.
He got a natural 1.
Yes. He gets to go again, right?
He's got this start.
No, he ends up.
It didn't work.
Hey.
This is why we keep heterosexual men
It's the hetero bump.
So this time, what I was gonna have happen to her happens to him, and Sparky raises the gun turret at the same time, which throws him off course, and he ends up shooting the zombie that is behind him by accident, which takes 6 damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Zombies. Tricks are for kids.
I
got nothing.
Stupid zombies. Okay, that's going to bring us to Mikizos.
Cool. So I'm gonna walk back to this guy.
That would be an AOL.
Attack of opportunity.
I'll take it
Okay.
because he hasn't done anything.
Does he have a gun?
No,
You
he
walk
has no
over here?
weapon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is a good. I'm so sorry. That's a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
KAC.
Yeah.
Okay.
17. Yeah, me too.
So as you go, it just swings its arm, and its arm is clearly like lifeless and doesn't have any ability to move, but it uses it like a flail, and that is going to be 8 damage.
What?
We're gonna die, guys.
Bludgeoning.
Oof.
Bludgeoning damage.
It'll
Okay.
be fine.
We got this.
No, we're good.
How fast can you build a ship?
When I'm not being attacked by zombies? 4 hours.
Oh. Okay. That's probably.
Well, it's weird. It's only on this planet.
Nowhere else can you build a ship
Nowhere else in 4
hours.
hours. Nowhere else. This planet's got a weird force field that allows for that.
Well, I just meant like I built the speeders in 4
Yeah.
hours. When I'm not being attacked by zombies, 4 hours minimum. Think you can hold them off for 4 hours?
So I'm gonna stay in photon.
Okay.
And I'm going to do I'm gonna do a full attack.
He is. Well, you moved. You can't do a full attack.
Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna do 1 attack.
That's good. That's good.
That's fine.
That is a 20 total.
Plus 1. 21.
That's already has the
Oh,
one in it.
damn it.
20 damage or 20
No.
to hit?
20 to hit.
Damage.
Thank you. That
Oh,
hits.
Yeah, that's damage.
Sure, yeah, totally. That's it.
Yeah, 100% it.
Hits.
Okay.
How much do you do?
4.
Okay, that's not nothing.
And if it matters, it's slashing.
Okay. All right. You tear away more of its suit, and it's getting more and more exposed to the elements. As you do, he is also going to take environmental damage. You can see that the skin is being torn away from the places on the suit that you've revealed, and it's clear that something like this could happen.
I'm sorry, that was actually 1 more damage than I thought.
5 damage.
Got
So
it.
5, sorry. I couldn't remember what I rolled.
Oh god, he is not in a happy place. This guy's really unhappy with life right now. He throws his head back and releases another one of those screeches. All right, that's going to bring us to Dex.
Raga, do you need assistance?
I'm not really sure, but there's a lot of screaming coming from outside. There's an alarm going on in here, but that could just be unrelated. Maybe.
Very well. I'll take my full turn to fire 2 shots.
Okay, cool. Which one are you firing at? The closest one? This guy?
I'm gonna start weakening the one on the left because they got that one handled.
This guy?
Yeah, cool. Just so they don't get flanked. That first one misses. The second one misses.
Dang.
I rolled 2 3s.
Okay, both go wide, hitting the rock. It's more showering and dust that just gets blown away. Sad, sad day.
Sand.
And that brings us back to our friends, the zombies.
I have no zombie friends.
He raises the gun again. Does a 10 hit you?
No.
Okay. Goes wide, hits another one of the skeletons in the ship, but the other skeleton does not move. From there,
It's super useful for me specifically.
gets blah blah blah. Does a 11 hit?
Sparky?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so he fires wide again, misses Sparky.
Wait. He fired a ranged weapon?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mikisos gets an attack of opportunity.
Nice. Because you're within 5 feet. Get him.
I mean, Sparky technically does too, but I don't know how two people firing at each other within 5 feet would work. Would he then get an attack of opportunity against?
Yeah, is it a ranged attack you can do as an attack of opportunity? Because then that would be like a battle of... What? I
Right.
guess you only
I'll
get
look
one
it up.
reaction
I'll look
each.
it up.
You only get one reaction. Yeah, 17.
Okay, that hits.
It's the sandstorm, guys.
Hmm?
It's the sandstorm.
Sandstorm. I think
6.
it's a new
6?
HDMI.
Okay, you manage to get, you're using your sword, I'm sorry. You manage to get your sword lodged through the helmet, and the zombie goes slack, sliding off of your sword and onto the ground in a heap.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. And that is the end of the turn for the zombies, as the other two have moved closer to the party. And that's going
I think
to
it's on
be
that side.
Cash. Top of the round.
Oh, hey. Oh.
Top of the round, Cachet.
Oh, top of the round. That's me.
Yes.
I'm going to... God, I wish they were together. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Overheat. So, 15-foot cone. What is the save? A reflex save?
Okay.
I'm going to do it at the one that's flanking us.
Got it. Does a 11 meet your save?
That is a fantastic question. I had it written down.
It's the spell's level
Okay.
plus
Thank you.
your key ability score, which for you is int,
Okay.
plus your base attack bonus of 1.
4
What's 10?
plus 10.
10 plus 10.
16. So no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
He
okay.
fails.
Cool.
What does it do? Tell me.
He does
me.
2d8 fire damage
Jeez.
as he kind of clicks something on his wrist, and you see his hands kind of go white hot, and then expelling from the hands. It's got a jet of fire.
Now we're cooking with gas.
He takes 3 damage.
Oh,
From
that's not even
all
good
of that.
TV.
It looks like this one's environmental suit is a lot in better shape than the other one, and it seems that helps to mitigate a lot.
And then to answer the question we had earlier, the attack of opportunity wordage is specifically melee attacks for attacks of opportunity.
So the melee
So-
attacks of opportunity. Okay.
So when they make a ranged attack, you can make a melee attack
okay, got
against it.
Got it.
Okay. Cash, is that all that you can? That's all you can do because it's a spell, right?
Ross,
Mr. Catch.
Yeah.
The end of your turn, sir.
That is the end of my turn,
Excellent.
sir.
Blanca. Captain. My captain.
I can shoot twice. Everyone else is
If you
shooting
do
twice.
nothing else,
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot twice.
But you
Which one are you
minus
shooting at?
4 to both attacks. Remember.
What? Oh crap!
For
just
full
for your
action.
second attack.
Just a second
So,
attack.
oh no, yeah.
It's
They
full,
both
yeah.
Suck anyway. So
So she got a
11
9
plus
and a
1.
0.
A 0. I'm over it. That's all.
Okay, so both of those, I like saying go wide tonight, so both of those go wide. And do not hit. I am very sorry.
It's like we've
bird?
never fired a gun before.
I feel like the trigger like got sanded.
We are stormtroopers.
I think the biggest issue that you're running into is the insane amount of howling wind.
Yeah.
It's just taking the bullets away. You have to aim.
It would be
with that
hard to
in
fire a
mind.
gun in that period.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so that brings us from our fearless captain to our six-armed dog thing.
Furball.
furry lizard.
I was like, he's our pet. I don't know.
He's a
whatever.
vest that has not lost his fur yet.
So you said the windows in this room have cracks in them, correct?
Some do, yeah.
Okay.
Because they're starting to get like sand that's coming through.
And outside was all like real soft sand everywhere, right?
On this other side of the planet, this area is more rocky, but like there's like, so basically, as you saw when you came onto this side of the planet, it was a mixture of sand. They get sometimes like pebbles flinging off of things. And, yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to shoot out one of those windows and then escape through it.
Okay. Shoot out the window. 6-armed lizard fuzz.
6-armed lizard fuzz.
Okay, that's not that bad. 14 plus 3, 17.
Okay, roll damage.
Okay. 1d6. 4?
Okay.
Max I can do is 6.
Yeah. So, because of the crack that's already in the window, that's going to be enough damage to take care of it. The porthole just blows out into the wind, gets carried away. Shards are thrown in every direction. You're lucky that the wind is going the opposite direction.
Mike, catch me!
Well, my plan is to crawl out onto the outside of the ship, because if he can't get out of his chair, he can't shoot me either. So
immediately, there is wind that starts to blow dust and sand into the space with you.
okay.
And why are you taking a movement now?
I still have my environmental suit
Okay.
on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I would like to. I have 30 feet of movement to move as close to the outside of the ship as possible.
With 30 feet, you could get through the window. Okay, so Raga pops up on the other side of the ship from Dex. Not
And
desk.
then, because Sparky is not currently being engaged with anything, and Makizos unfortunately is in the way of me shooting that one, I will shoot this one.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Remember, your
Sure.
allies grant cover.
No, I get that. What I was...
I'm firing with Sparky.
I know you are,
Oh.
but I don't want to make you move just so I can do something. Because you can attack twice if you don't move. So just, do what you're going to do.
Well, no, right, I mean, Sparky can only attack once.
Can he move still if he attacks?
No, because I had to use my move
Right.
action. on
Okay,
my
yeah.
turn.
So never mind. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I could move and not attack.
It's your choice. It's just if you're within 10 feet of me, you'll get hit with what I do, but I'll do something else.
Go ahead and do it, because like I said, like I can just fix Sparky.
Okay.
And he takes some damage reduction. You don't do that much damage with it, right? Like over 15.
Sneak up on him.
I'll do something else. You're
Well,
fine.
why don't you just move around it without taking an attack of opportunity? Then you'd be out of range of.
How do I move around without taking an attack?
You just go in a
Because
circle around
it's
it.
only when you leave its space. So if you
Oh,
move
got
around
it.
it,
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, so I didn't realize that. No, I didn't think of that.
15.
15?
Okay, I see. No, you haven't get him done this one, right? The one
No.
that get him just
Oh,
dead.
you know what? Yeah, we need to stop doing that because that was only on that first one. That's
Yeah, but
already
he just
dead.
died, so.
Okay.
It's like
So
your hex
that
shit,
hits.
isn't it?
Okay, and that's
I wish I could.
1d6.
Did you say it is?
I thought it.
I don't think so.
What?
Then I can
think
move
you have
it
to
to a
declare it
different
again.
enemy.
Yeah, you just use another bonus action.
Okay.
To declare it.
Yeah, I mean it's a movement action.
I declare!
I do declare.
That was
Forgot
4.
4? We can retcon that if we need to. Okay.
You can't do that and expect anything to happen.
That was Mike.
Yes. I'm going to move around him, but stay within his threat range.
Cool.
And it's now been 3 turns, so I'm going to, I guess, like fist pound the ground.
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
/
I think you should just like,
hero.
ow! And then like the beautiful sexiness of your lizard body like, lights everybody on
No,
fire.
I'm gonna slap my tail on the ground. That's
Can
what
I
I'm
do
gonna do.
that?
Nice. Okay, he lifts his tail and he slams it down. What happens next?
He's going to do a reflex save.
Great.
You were gonna do a reflex save
Great.
on that guy.
Okay. You got a 14 on his reflex save.
Okay, so he's gonna take 4 damage? 4 fire?
4 fire?
Yeah.
Okay. He hisses at you and kind of shrinks back, but doesn't move. Do you got anything else on you?
No, that's
I think the HDMI.
Mr. Terity, Dex, you're up.
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Oh, okay.
We'll just kind of shake the gun really quick. Just kind of and line up 2 more shots.
Great. Are you going to do one at each, or which one are you going for?
I'm going to do the 2 with the one that's starting to flank towards the our back line, because Miki's is fine.
Got it. This guy.
Not bad.
16 to hit.
Kinetic. Kinetic. That
Second
will
one,
hit.
I get a minus. That's a 9.
Okay,
Not
first one
including
hits.
the minus. He's middle one. 2.
Okay. Damage in this game is so weird.
Once we get up there,
I roll 75 to hit with 1 damage.
For real though.
Okay, so the zombie that is next to Mikizos does a 15 hit.
With what?
okay, I see.
Yes.
It does not.
Okay, it flings its arm to try to attack you one more time, but it gets caught on the rock and it can't follow through with the swing.
You need to cut that arm off.
This guy
You
is going
can't
to
call
move
shots like that, can you?
Well, I'm
here.
just saying in general.
Oh yeah.
The other zombie moves right up to Cash and Blanca.
Uh-oh.
And that will bring us to Cash.
Oh, don't bring it that early. Shoot.
Do you want to overheat again?
No, because that's gonna attack the other one, right?
Not if you go this way and go that way.
That's true. I will go on
Great.
this side of it, and then I'll overheat that way.
And on your turn, remember as a move action.
So reflex.
It's so
save.
warm today.
Yeah.
But then I
Okay.
can't do my movement action.
Reflex save.
Does a 21 make it?
Yes, but he takes half.
Okay, cool.
Of
Half of 2.
2. Suck it, zombie. 8.
Okay.
So he takes 4 damage.
Okay, he is still looking not great, and that ends up tearing this one suit.
Just remember, eventually you'll get that disintegrate spell we talked about.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice.
What?
Okay.
So disintegrate. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. But just real quick, disintegrate in Starfinder does 14d20 damage.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't even know you could do D20 damage. We're learning
You
something
can in
tonight.
Starfinder.
Let's just roll 5d20.
No. We don't have much
Okay.
time left.
You rolled a
so-
Great.
1 though.
Oh my
So
god.
that's going to be Blanca now.
Okay, so I'm gonna shift back 5 feet to not invoke attack of opportunity.
5 foot step.
Cool.
5 foot. What is it called in Starfinder?
We
They
can
call it
disengage,
something
it's
really
fine.
weird,
Okay.
but like it's basically a 5 foot step.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot. Wow, this has really been rough tonight. 8.
Does not hit,
No, I
unfortunately.
wouldn't think so. All right, that's all.
Low
Raga.
levels.
Raga?
Mhm.
Guarded step.
Guarded step, yes.
Ooh.
Like I said, weird name. So from where I'm at, can I fire at that one?
Which one?
This one that they're fighting?
Yes.
I wasn't sure if I was on the other side of the ship or not.
Oh, no. Because you're on the top of it, you have a pretty clear view.
Well, apparently I'm not on the top of it because I got less than 10.
That damn wind just keeps
Devil
getting
wind!
you guys. From inside the ship, you hear like a thrashing as if it's trying to get out of its chair, but nothing.
Those are made for space.
And he's a space zombie.
Mm.
Spomby, if you will. Mike, or are you doing something with Sparky?
Well, because I didn't use my move action, I'm going to give both to Sparky.
Okay.
I will have him take a 5 foot step away from the zombie he's currently at, leaving Cash alone, and then take a shot at the one fighting Bezos. That is 4, so 13.
13 to hit? That hits.
Okay. I did damage, guys.
We did damage!
1!
Okay.
Somehow I knew it.
This one is looking the best of all of the present zombie horde, so yeah, that's good to hit it.
I just think it's so funny that we're firing literal bullets at these things and doing 1 damage.
They're slow bullets.
5 foot over here, so I'm behind him.
Okay.
And tail
So
slap
here?
ground again.
Okay,
Yep.
go ahead.
You can do that every turn once you're fully charged out.
Okay, does a 11?
For what?
He makes a reflex
save.
save.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Oh, that's a fail.
Okay.
That's a fail, you mother.
22 damage.
Whoa! Damn. Okay. He basically just explodes. Like-
Oh no! It's Terminator. It's the child goes.
as you destroy its suit entirely, the wind handles the rest of it for you, and he's pretty much.
It does a
pulled down
full
the
Sarah
bow.
Connor.
Kind
What
of half imagine
suit are you talking about?
It's where she has the vision of the nuclear bomb going off.
And
She's
that'll
holding
be
it.
Oh,
Dex.
okay.
The worst part of that movie.
Yeah.
You're up.
But watching the playground burn is fun.
Alright.
Watching the playground burn.
I will just do my 2 shots.
Cool.
Natural 20!
Yeah.
Heck
And a
yeah.
natural 1 for the second.
Oh no.
No,
You
it's
fired
not.
twice?
I fired twice.
Oh.
And natural 20 for the first one.
Confused.
Natural 1 for the second.
Okay, roll damage on both of those.
On both?
Yup.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to hit somebody. 5 for the first one, but double to 10. 4 for the second one. Probably hitting cash. Not too bad.
It does hit cash. So what did you roll in the second one?
4
Damage. Cool. Okay, so you take 4 damage.
All right.
The zombie did take 10
But
damage.
at the same time, the zombie that's right next to you, basically what happens is as he's raising an arm to hit you, the bullet goes right through the suit and he just crumples on the ground, and as you turn to look, the next one hits you in the chest. But you're still wearing your environmental suit. It doesn't create a hole because of how it goes through, so you are still safe for the present.
Well, and remember, if it doesn't do HP damage, then it didn't actually hit him. If it only does stamina damage.
Oh, so okay.
It's like you dodged
It
it, but
ricocheted
you're out
off
of
my
stamina.
Oh, no, I'm
to
just saying
dodge
for
it.
stuff.
I ricocheted off my
Weird stuff.
second skin.
Okay.
I
All right.
Saved your life.
That is the last of them,
Well,
and you are now out of combat.
What about the
Are
one
we?
that's inside?
that's
It's
gonna
strapped.
I mean, it can't move, so if you're welcome to go kill it, but you're not in combat order right now.
coup de grace that.
Sneak up behind it.
Dex, throw me a grenade.
Raga, we may still need this ship.
Yeah, if we want
No,
that
I don't
ship.
like the aesthetics of this one.
I do not
It
have
doesn't matter.
I do not
I mean,
have
look
another
at-
grenade.
Look at how long it is. It looks like a beetle. And it has zombies in it.
I think all of them will have zombies in there.
Apparently there's no grenade, so
I do not have a grenade.
I don't.
I will try to stealth with Kizo so that we go and kill the thing.
I'm not stealth. I'm just coup de grace it.
And the Thesos walks up behind it, just like stamps.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do the coup de grace action.
Okay, go ahead.
You automatically hit and score a critical hit.
Against an adjacent helpless opponent.
damage.
And Mark, do you want to take us out of the screen there?
I would love to.
The battelle.
Can you move forward a little bit, buddy?
Oh, you know what? Thank you. I was gonna say I can actually just do that myself. My
So a
bad.
critical hit is
Just double damage.
Just
Still roll.
nice. Bam.
Yeah.
10 damage?
16 damage.
16.
Yeah.
I was hoping, I thought.
Is he still alive?
He is still alive, though he opens up his lizard jaws and lets out
Can you do a
Roar.
Can you do a fortitude save?
he lets out a roar that you recognize as truly Vesk. And his fortitude save is a 16.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna drain one of my batteries to gain another spell slot and give him a supercharged weapon.
Okay.
For funsies.
So what do I do?
So
Use
now you
4d6.
roll 5, well, whatever you would normally roll, plus additional 4d6 twice.
Twice. doubled.
But not 8d6. It's just 4d6 twice.
No, it would be, I think, 5d6 twice. So I think you roll 10
Are you
d6.
double dicing or are you rolling twice?
Double dicing.
Okay. So then you roll 7, right? Because you rolled 2d6. 6, sorry. Because you rolled 2d6 before. So you're going to roll 6d6 and then double it.
Almost a
Wait,
fireball.
supercharged weapon adds 4d6.
Yep.
So that gets doubled as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So
so
he
6d6.
rolls 2d6 originally, and then
then
plus
doubles
my
it.
46 is 66. He
Double
rolls
that.
66 and doubles it.
No, your weapon's only a 1d6 weapon. So
Right.
it's just 10d6.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you rolled it.
So 5.
That's why I was getting really confused.
Okay.
It's like, guys, it's 10d6.
Okay.
Just coup de grace gave
So
him one more.
5d6 and double it.
So if you're
No.
coup de grace.
No, that's because he crit before. That's why he rolled 2d6.
Guys,
No, you automatically crit if you coup de grace.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Just
that's what it
roll the
does. Roll
damage.
5d6 and times 2
He's
it.
got like 8 health. It doesn't even matter that much.
So 36.
But it's good for us to have
Yes,
these arguments so
yes.
we know in the future.
36.
He's dead. He's very dead. And also the chair went with him. As you plunged it through, you hear it hit metal, and the chair just falls over.
Don't worry, Captain. I
His
got the
head
captain chair.
rolling
And still
across
on
the
him.
floor.
Good job.
Thank you. there you go.
I will search through an armory. That's it.
Roll perception, Hank.
Mm,
And then roll investigation for you.
why? That scares me. This is my people.
Oh no.
Dang, Rio, we in it to win it today.
4.
2 of us.
Okay.
Now
Nothing. You don't
Okay.
recognize anything or see anything.
How many
Mm,
did you roll, you said? I'm sorry. I'm just curious.
where is it? Hold on.
What is happening here?
We're talking about how many ones we roll.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw that come up. I was like, oh, dang, that sucks. That sucks.
Okay, I mean, it's actually... Oh, so... Never mind. It's not even worth it. Whatever DC you set, it's -5 for me. I'm
Okay.
assuming because
And
it's
but it was a
military
4?
stuff. Yeah, so it's still not... Yeah.
Okay, so as the dust settles around you, and literally because the wind is still blowing heavily and there's some coming through that window, as the zombie foes have been vanquished, that is where we will end our session tonight. Thank you all for tuning in as we continue to work together to learn the system. And we will come up with a ship name eventually.
Oh my god, can the ship be named eventually?